Hey everyone, it's James with geometriccharts.com. This is the 4-hour chart of Bitcoin, BTC, USD on the Bitfinex exchange. It is about 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, August 22nd. So where we're currently at now in Bitcoin is Bitcoin's produced essentially a bear flag to almost a bull flag to basically horizontal price action. And if I just cut a little rectangle through here, basically what we have at the end of the day is horizontal price action with just a little notch here and a little notch here. So as above, so below, nice equilibrium right across this chart line. The problem is when you move to a horizontal base, you have a 50-50 probability. Now, the fact that we broke out and immediately sold off hard, if this selling continues, price action is going to start to test this prior bottom at 58.58 on Bitfinex. Let's just call it 58.50, just a round down. If we bust below 58.50, I definitely think we are going to see the low 5,000 range, maybe 5,000 to about 5,200, somewhere right around that range. You know, if I had a crystal ball, I'd give you an exact figure, but that's where I think we'll go if we do break below this area. If we hold this area, I think we probably have another week or two of a lot of whipping back and forth. Now, there may be, at some point, there's going to be a relief rally for the selling pressure. There always is. This may have been the relief rally right here, and what that will produce, if it is that second leg down, so A, B, C, and that would put us right about that low 5,000 range that I just talked about. If we start to base out and go more horizontal, I will be bullish on the short term for Bitcoin, meaning bullish for only a relief rally, not bullish as in we're going to 20,000 or whatever else those crazy maniacs on mainstream media and social media want to tell you. But I definitely think no matter what, at the end of the day, we are in a bear market. We have made a progression downward with a series of lower lows, lower highs. There's no denying the market's in a bear market. There's no reason to fight the trend until the trend changes. So right now the trend's your friend and it's down, meaning that every rally is going to be sold into. You can see that every single time this has happened, right? The moves down are getting longer and longer. If this is, horizontal base, this would be the first time that we've not produced, a two-wave move down. And, I don't know. I'm not going to assume there's not more downward movement for Bitcoin in the short-term future. So regardless of what happens, that relief rally will not change my mind to being bullish unless we break above this high right here. If we do that, that'll change my mind, but I highly, highly doubt that it's going to happen in this market. We definitely need more time in Bitcoin. Bitcoin's showing everybody that not only is it in a bear market, but it's trying to create a base. That base then I think will be a nice big rounded bottom, and that could lead to the energy necessary to break above that 20,000 figure, to go higher than 20,000 in the future. I don't think that's going to happen anytime this year. I think John McAfee's definitely losing his bet, and anyone that knows that bet, that's a horrible bet to lose. But I definitely think there's more downside price action or, at best case, horizontal price action, okay? And it's going to eat into that time element that not a lot of traders are looking forward to. And I talked about it. I talked about it before we even made this move. I've been talking about time for a long time, and you can see what's happening. It's just getting stretched and going flat. And that's fine. That's fine if we build that base. To me, that's a bullish indicator for a longer term picture. But a shorter term picture, I'm definitely bearish. But the market is due for a relief rally. The question is, was this the relief rally before we produce another leg to then another relief rally? Or do we still have some more upside? Again, when I zoom into the chart, I do not like horizontal price action. That's exactly where we're at. If we just negate those two spikes to the bottom and to the top, and you just bring it straight across like that, it is a coil. It is a horizontal coil. There is a 50-50 probability on the table for this. There's hype around the corner with the ETFs, blah, blah. They've been rejected in the past. I don't think it's going to get approved. I don't know. I believe it's not going to get approved. I think if it was going to get approved, this would have sustained itself and this would have pushed higher. And this would have been the relief rally and this would have been the bottom. So anyways, that's my assumption there. Now, if the market takes off tomorrow, then I'll be the first 3 letters of the word, unless, I see something that I want to buy into. And then of course, I'll have my stops set accordingly. And that's one thing I would definitely suggest for anyone trading Bitcoin or any of these coins is have an investment strategy and have a stop loss in place. It will help you immensely because especially those alts, those things can really roll off a cliff. Now, some of the alts like ADA and Ethereum are very close to breaking the low that you see here. And I think if they do, then that could be a clear indication that there is more downside in a second wave coming, and we are going to fill out an ABC formation, just cutting through the wiggles like so. And that's typically what most assets do, is about an ABC. Of course, there's a lot of wiggles. That's just making everything very, very simplistic, but that's what I'll be looking for. If this does not base out and go horizontal, and if it does, we're talking about another week, maybe 2 weeks of price action, or about a week, maybe week and a half. And then from there, maybe produce that relief rally up, depending on what's happening in this environment and how this chart really starts panning out, right? I don't want to sit here and predict the future, but as of now, if Bitcoin does not break above this prior top right here, which is 68.99, so it needs to break above 68.99 before it starts to go higher. If we break above 68.99, I do think Bitcoin could reach about the 7,500 area. If we break below this area right here, Bitcoin is easily going to see the 5,000 to maybe 5,200 area. And if that area does not hold, as my prior video discussed, that we would bust through this zone and migrate down to this zone, leaving nothing but air for almost 1,000 points. And that's a pretty significant drop in Bitcoin from that level. And obviously, if we start doing that sort of a drop, okay, I don't know if it's going to stop at 4,000. This could lead to chaos in this market. Now, I don't think the market's going to go to zero no matter what happens. I think this is going to be a slow grind. Even if Bitcoin has significantly lower to go, it's going to be a slow grinding process. Even though Bitcoin is trading much less than what it used to do. I mean, we're not even trading a third in volume of what we used to do. I mean, we're down to maybe a fourth, a fifth in some cases. And when that extra volume does come in, it's immediately being washed right out. As in, it's like a hot potato game in this sector right now. So if we start to melt down like that, I don't know where it's going to be stopped unless the individuals, whether they're exchanges, big money, whatever, who have been here, and here, and maybe they're sitting here, I don't know. But those individuals, if it starts to drop, it's going to be up to them to stop this market. It's not going to be the retail traders that come in. The retail traders are going to get murdered if that drop starts to happen. So now that's pure fantasy. Obviously, Bitcoin has to bust through this 5,000 zone. And before that, we have to bust below 5850. If we don't do that, then just forget that part of the analysis. But the reason why I say that is if we do start to waterfall off, smash through that 5,000 zone, it could be a very chaotic event, and it could create what is called a bloodbath in the market. And this market's really not seen a bloodbath. I mean, this is kind of a bloodbath phase right here, the puking phase, but you could just imagine that maybe on steroids, pumping back down, and that would be absolutely brutal to this market. Now, like I said, there's two catch areas that Bitcoin has to smash through convincingly before that can even occur, right? So that's just a bigger term picture. I don't think it's going to happen, but I just want to lay it out there in case someone thinks they're going to get smart and try to price hunt the bottom and catch a falling knife. You might catch an avalanche and get yourself murdered and destroy your account beyond recognition. So, be careful. That's the only reason I bring that up. But anyways, if we do hold horizontally, I will be a bull for a longer term picture. I don't think anything magical is going to happen before the year end. I think this is going to be a grind into the end of the year, possibly into the new year. We'll just have to see how this goes. But as of right now, everything's flattening out. So to me, that could be a positive sign if this area is held. But if not, it resets all of this. The moment we break down, and especially if we break that 5,000 area, all of this horizontal price action gets negated. This base gets broken, and now we have to find a new base to form. And that new base is, again, going to take time. So time is the biggest element that a lot of people are not going to pay attention to. Everyone wants to get hyped up on the dream, whether it's up here or all the way down at the bottom at $1,000 or wherever the ridiculous bears are going now. But anyways, we have this dichotomy, and it's really at extremes, and no one is just expecting this, right? Everyone's expecting here. Everyone's expecting down here. No one's expecting here. So I think I'm probably one of the only people talking about it. Or if someone watches my video, maybe they talk about it too. Not saying like, I'm the only one who could look at this. I've been talking about it for a very long time. But we can obviously see the chart showing us that. We can see that price is moving to an indecision point to where buyers and sellers are starting to almost reach an agreement on a very, at a price that's probably going to be somewhere around the 7,000 range if we hold this. Meaning much more horizontal price action for a long time until something major moves in this market. And I doubt it's going to be an ETF. It would have to be big players showing up, dumping tens to hundreds of billions of dollars into this market, the same way you see traded in commodities, right? Commodities can easily push that. Gold can easily do that much money. It's crazy the amount of money that flies in and out of gold. There's still a lot of money in this market. Don't get me wrong. There's like $3.5 billion, $4 billion on average being traded every 24 hours. That is a ton of money being traded. Do not get me wrong about the volume in this market. But once this market starts to peak at back into the tens, and we're talking about tens of billions of dollars on a daily basis, or hundreds of billions of dollars on a daily basis, that's a whole nother ballgame. That is the energy necessary to boost this thing like a rocket ship to the moon, where the Lamborghinis are awaiting everybody. I mean, there's a lot of Lamborghinis on the moon right now that are collecting a lot of moon dust, and we're just waiting. So that's what I see in the future. But like I said, the time element is the biggest factor here that a lot of people are not going to pay attention to. So those are the zones. Don't mean to linger on and drag the video out longer than it needs to be. Just kind of throwing it all out there for everybody so everyone's kind of on the same page of what I see on this chart. It's a very tough trade, Bitcoin as well as the altcoins. There's so much volatility, but it's to be expected when you start moving and energy starts tightening, right? So imagine like you have molecules, like, you have your electrons, your protons, and you're trying to like squish them, and you're squishing them, and you're reducing the space. It's going to create chaos within that space, and eventually you'll produce an explosion due to the compression occurring. It has to go somewhere, that energy. The energy can neither be created nor destroyed, so it has to go somewhere. And as the tighter we get and the flatter we move, the bigger the explosion is going to be if the energy does not get released soon, okay? So that's why I say I would be bullish here, and I think if we could churn into the end of the year, it could lead to a very powerful move. Either way, I mean, obviously you have to be prepared for both sides. Anyone who trades should be prepared for both sides. If you don't look both ways down the road, on the road before you cross, chances are you're going to get hit by a car or something. And so that's what you got to do as a trader. Take both sides into account. That's why I do these videos this way. Not that I don't care to always be right or anything like that. I try to lay it out so everyone at least has a framework to use, and then use that framework with your own technical analysis or whatever you use to trade, right? That's the purpose of these videos. So, but that's it. So thank you for your time. Thank you for your support. I'll do another video on Friday. I do a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. If you do like the videos, you like the content, please like, comment, subscribe, follow. I thank everybody for their time, everybody for the support, all my subscribers. I really appreciate it. If you want to learn more about like where I go in more detail on Bitcoin and the altcoins, I cover quite a few of them. And I do morning and night analysis, as well as updated charts with prices that I'm looking for as like support, resistance lines. If I'm in the trade, you'll have a stop losses or and also targets as well. Or you can always ask questions too, and I can draw up charts too. So I do that for cryptocurrency. I do it for the stock market and the commodities market as well. And some Forex. Forex is a whole nother beast, but I do cover a wide variety of things because myself, I trade a lot in the stock market and commodities, and then do some in the futures market with Bitcoin. So if you want to learn more about that, go to my site, geometriccharts.com. Other than that, I'll talk to everybody on Friday, and I hope you have a great day or great night, depending on where you are in the world.